Hi guys, I'm back on the channel, so welcome back if you saw my first video. So basically I launched my YouTube back in July after my 30th birthday on July 17th, and then the idea was to basically publish a new video every week, maybe twice a week, and some different things have happened, so that's why it is taking me 2 months. I can't believe it. We are now on like September 8th, I think it is today. Sometimes I don't even know what day is it, or in terms of like what date of the month it actually is, but I think it's September 8th today. So basically it has taken me about 2 months before filming a new video, and I'll talk a little bit about just what has been going on this year and sharing my experience also, because there was like an anniversary of something I did 6 months ago coming up, so that's also what I want to share in this video, and just talk a little bit about how I have been living life in COVID in terms of lockdown and how it has affected me and my anxiety and my work production and all these things. So if you're interested in this, keep watching the video. So basically what I wanted to share today is talking a little bit about what has been going on and why it has taken me like 2 months to get on to doing my second video. I have so many different ideas on what I want to do in terms of filming for YouTube, so it is insane that I just haven't sat down and gotten around to it. I must say I have enjoyed like the summer. I went down south to Malaga with one of my best friends, Teresa. We were into different Airbnbs, and you can see a lot of photos of that on my Instagram, and had the best time. And in general, I've just been focusing the past 2 months on a lot of self-love and personal development and self-care, so that's why I have been a little bit quiet in terms of like following up on conversations, maybe not working so much on my holistic health business, because I've just been focusing a lot on myself. I realized that there are some things that I needed to do before I would be able to like dive into what I really want to do professionally. So in terms of the anniversary, it's not as exciting as it looks or sounds, but yes, in March, on March 13th exactly, so about 6 months ago, I left Madrid. So normally I live in Madrid. I've been living in Spain for 7+ years, which is also so wild to think about, but I left Madrid because I kind of knew that they were gonna do the lockdown. There was a crappy roommate situation in Madrid, and just the thought of being stuck in like a small apartment with someone that you don't get along with, and it was just not an ideal situation, and kind of decided to leave Madrid before the lockdown. To that, I do want to say that I was in self-isolation for about like 50 days, so literally from the day that they did the state of emergency, I didn't leave the house a single day for 50 days. And maybe that was also part of like my mental health down the road. When looking back, maybe that could have like contributed to what has gone a little bit south, or what has been like signs of the universe of getting better and personal development and improvement. But so basically decided to leave Madrid March 13th. That's where I normally live, and that's where I would love to be back soon. The idea was to go back in September, but still like we are in the situation that we are in, and Spain is still having lots and lots of cases. There's obviously not a lot of deaths anymore, so that's amazing, and it's not as scary as it was the first wave or whatever, but just staying put in the village until further notice, or until life gets more normal. But what I wanted to say is I just really wanted to make a video and again stress the importance of how life goes up and down, because often we really just expect life to go up, 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 up. Like we improve and we just go up and we just get better and better and better and better. In reality, normally life is literally, especially as self-employed, own boss, whatever you want to call it, it usually is down, up, down, up, down, up. And you have literally this, there's a lot of different photos on Instagram where they are showing the graph, whatever, of how life as your own boss normally is. And that can also be applied to like personal development, because yeah, we try and put ourselves in boxes of either you're this or either you're that. I remember seeing like photos of either you come out of the quarantine not having learned anything, or you become like a new chef or whatever, like started loving cooking. And in the beginning I really couldn't be bothered to cook a lot and like spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but now I'm getting so obsessed with cooking. Absolutely love it, and I love trying out different recipes. So you have any recommendations of like good recipes, especially healthy recipes, plant-based recipes, even if you have like suggestions for like vegetarian and vegan options, because I am what I would call flexitarian, so I do eat some meat, but I tend to eat less and less meat. So I love ideas for recipes. Literally on Instagram I'm like saving lots of different recipes that I want to do. So if you have any good recipes to share, show them and send them my way. So yeah, basically I just wanted to show those two sides, and that's so simple in terms of cooking. And then another example is working out at home. Gosh, in the beginning I didn't really work out a lot at home. I actually kind of stopped working out. I usually, in Madrid, I go to the gym like 3 to 4 times per week, and once lockdown happened, I couldn't be bothered to work out at home. And I think it's because I didn't really know what to do or how to do it, or I saw it as like an obstacle. But now I've started working out so much at home that I can't even like imagine going back to the gym. I'm using the app FitOn, which by a magic coincidence, one girl on Instagram, she like sent me a message saying if I had that app and if we should connect on there. I downloaded it and I absolutely love it. It's so good, and it's like 20 minutes workouts. And normally sometimes when I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like working out, and then I'm like, but I'm literally like, I can just change clothes and go work out. Or sometimes I'll just wear sports clothes all day and literally not even have an excuse to not work out, because I'm like, I'm ready and it's, my phone is saying it's now and it's only 20 minutes, so you can literally do it. Obviously if you have the liberty of like working at home and making your own schedule as I do. But point is that I went from couldn't be bothered to working out to absolutely loving it now. And that's also, last but not least, in terms of like productiveness. So I've had some months with like lots of procrastination, or maybe not self-doubt, but limiting myself in terms of my own business. And I have struggled with finding my routine and my stability, partly because of like my mental health and my anxiety, but at the same time also just because of like changing up routine. So I remember in the beginning of lockdown, and everybody was saying, looking on Facebook of like, this is how you can be productive, and you can be productive X way. And I don't know, for me it's not as hard to do lockdown because I'm enjoying it, I'm thriving, I'm an introvert, and all these different posts of people, including myself. In the beginning of lockdown I was very, very efficient. I hit one of like pinnacle positions in the company that I collaborate with, and then at some point I just kind of did less and less work, and that really affected me and got kind of in a bad spiral of going back to my old ways before dealing with anxiety and everything. So this will be a longer video of how I've like transformed myself and my health. But last year I basically made a huge life transformation of incorporating holistic health in my life, and that's how I managed to become more efficient in terms of my job, more productive, and also just in general be happier. So but suddenly during lockdown, what I just found was that I had tied my productivity to such specific things that were happening in my life in Madrid, so once I didn't have them, it kind of went down. So it's like sometimes the universe sends us a lesson twice, so because we didn't really learn it well enough the first time around. And that's kind of how I felt, because I went back to my old ways of like, I'm not as productive in the morning as I am in the afternoon. I'm one of those, I don't know if that's strange, but I get more productive after lunch. It's currently like 6 o'clock in the evening, where normally people would film their videos in the morning, but I actually am more productive in the evening. So I end up doing a lot of procrastination in the morning and not really do a lot of things, and then after lunch I get going, which is fine, but I just end up managing less in my day. And I wouldn't have the possibility, like in Madrid for example, I would normally like go to the park if I felt anxious, or I would go to the gym if I felt anxious. And here it's kind of like, yes, I can get up, I can do sports, but it's not the same that you move yourself physically to another place to try and deal with like anxious moments. So I have had several anxiety attacks during COVID, during the lockdown, during this whole period that's not lockdown anymore, but that's just strange life. So basically what has helped in order to say so is doing a lot of self-love and self-development and self-care, speaking with people about the situation because I've been holding it in maybe a little bit too long, and just opening up and trying to find the answers of how to get better. One of the people that I spoke with was Nadia, one of the girls that I work with, who basically, I don't remember who the quote is by, but we had a conversation about how I felt annoyed with myself of, I knew all these things, I knew that I was being less productive because if I wasn't working maybe as much in the morning as in the afternoon, or in general just procrastinating over things. Then so basically what she talked about is that she's read this book where one of her favorite authors go through that we end up building bricks and we never unlearn what we've already learned. We just maybe need to build a foundation stronger, or we just have to build on top of that foundation. And that's so true. And this also reminds me of one of my mentors, Lauren Kerr, who has written the book Life About Zero, where basically she's saying there's no such thing as failures in life, they're only life lessons. And that's so true. I can't stress it enough about how often we are maybe being way too mean to ourselves, when we just have to be kind to ourselves, to others. We have to leave the pressure away from ourselves and from others. And if you are interested in learning more about finding happiness, do let me know, because I have a really good webinar that I can share with you by Lauren that I just mentioned before, which has helped me and so many other people. So yeah, I just wanted to really quickly jump on here and share about what has going on with me in terms of COVID. And in summary, after me babbling about all of this, it's basically just that life goes up and down. And it's basically saying that for me, changing my whole life, moving to another place, having a different routine, having different responsibilities, not leaving the house, working out in a different way, maybe spending more time at work from home. Obviously in the beginning of lockdown I was spending a lot of hours on work because it was just there. Your laptop is just there, so it's also just very important to turn it off once in a while. And that's also what I wanted to end off with, and saying some of the things that I have implemented lately that has helped me so much. And so basically, one of the things is protecting your eyes in terms of the blue light. So I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram, but I bought these glasses, so cute, to protect my eyes from the blue light on the screen, on the laptops, on my phone. So basically I have invested in that, and that makes me sleep so much better. At the same time, I finally started reading more. I am rereading Rich Dad Poor Dad at the moment. I absolutely enjoy it. So, and one of the things of how I've gotten back into reading is basically turning off my phone. So I religiously put my phone on airplane mode every day before 10 o'clock, and then I do not turn it on until after breakfast the next day. So I make sure that not only the blue light, but that my brain gets to deactivate basically in the evening, and not wake up abruptly in the morning, because I'm definitely not a morning person. If you talk to me in the morning before I have my coffee and my breakfast, I will probably not give you a lot of answers. So I need to like wake up slowly, and then I can be talkative or whatever, but in the morning I just really like, I need a moment. So that's one of the things. The other thing is basically I've been following a lot Natasha Ocean on YouTube, and in one of her videos about healthy habits, and she recommends like decluttering in the evening or organizing. So I do that as well. I make sure to like organize clothes that is lying around, or it can be like my table for work, or it can be shoes lying around on the floor, and I make sure to organize everything, because then you don't feel like that you have to organize that in the morning, and it doesn't clutter as well. Normally, honestly, for me as a person, the more disorganized my surroundings are, the more disorganized I am in my head. So that's also a little pointer that I'm trying to like avoid down the road. In terms of other things, the same with Natasha Ocean. So basically I used to like shower mostly in the morning, but now I actually switched to like shower in the afternoon or in the evening, because I normally work out either sometime in the afternoon or in the evening, and then I would shower in the evening. So that helps cool your body temperature, and then that's also a less task to do in the morning. So that helps me as well. Another thing is that I have lately been trying to get into my outfit of the day before having breakfast, because then you don't get tempted to have breakfast and just sit down by the laptop and start working. And that's a recommendation from a lot of people, but I saw it in a Saffron Barker video about her wearing her PJ the whole day. and in terms of also in general of like my health, and that's also one of the things that that maybe I feel a little bit annoyed, that was feeling annoyed with myself that I didn't improve on that before, because that's the point that I already knew. In order to like control my anxiety, obviously I have the fruit, vegetable and berry capsules every single day that help me balance my anxiety, and it helps me feel like my body's in check. But in general, what you eat is so important in terms of both your physical and your mental health. So I've been trying to eat a lot more greens, a lot more plant-based. In general, I try to eat very clean Monday through Friday, and then a little bit more like cheat weekends. But if my body needs it, I would obviously have chocolate like on a Wednesday, or today probably will. But because I have tried to do intermittent fasting, but actually now I do intuitive eating. So if you're interested in learning more about why I do that and how I do that, let me know in the comments as well, and I would be happy to do a video about that. But in terms of working on my health and getting back to a good routine, it's basically also very focused on how you're eating. And at the same time, I do mention that I am like getting back into intuitive eating and not really planning, oh, on Monday we're gonna have this food, or for Wednesday we're gonna have that food. That has also helped me a lot. So usually I don't decide what I'm gonna cook until the day, and that's just because that's how my body likes to work. So I've gone back to that, because before it was literally, I went from being in Madrid and I would literally eat whenever I felt hunger, and then when I moved to the village it was like, oh, it's 2 o'clock, now it's lunchtime, or now it's 8 o'clock, now it's dinner time, and that really messed up my whole system, because that's just not how my body works. And last but not least, obviously doing lots of sports, so I've been getting my steps back in. I'm trying to climb like 50 stairs per day. I was doing that a lot for like 10 days, but then the last few days I've done a little bit less, again listening to what my body wants, but definitely do a lot more working out on like Fit On, and just feeling better in my body because of the physical activity. So that has really helped me getting back to feeling the more joyful version of myself and not having anxiety take over as much as it has been doing these months. So maybe that has been why I've been a little bit off. If there's some people that I haven't been able to respond to, it is just because there has been lots of ups and downs in life, and that can happen to anyone. And that's also just a very important reminder. It's always annoying sometimes that a person is not responding, but I do always, at least from my point of view, I always recommend to just say, look, you never know what's going on in a person's life, so the time will come for them to respond or to call or to get back, and if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. That's okay as well. I do really recommend, both for myself and for others, to try and control the situation as little as possible, and just let it flow. Just let it flow, just let it go, and just let it be. In terms of what will happen. That's kind of how I live in general. So but obviously, yeah, I do feel bad for some people that I have left hanging a little bit, and now I'm getting back to my old self, and I know that the future will be much better because now I've learned twice on how to deal with anxiety. And that's also what I do want to say. I know that this is normal because one of my psychologist friends, who was so kind to help me at some point when I was dealing a lot with anxiety, I reached out to her, and this will always stick in the back of my mind, because you don't learn to get over anxiety, you learn to control it. It's probably not going to go away, but you can learn how to control it and live a healthy, happy, joyful life. So yes, I hope that you've liked this video. I hope that it has brought you some kind of content that you can use either for yourself or more clarity on maybe what others have been going through during COVID, during 2020. So I hope that you have liked it, and I hope that you will support my channel if you like it, of course. So how can you do so? Click the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button. I'm new at this. Hit the subscribe button, and make sure to click the notification bell to get notified every time that I upload a video, which will be much more often now, because I know this. It's easy to say, but I'm back into flow. I have been following a lot more in terms of like moon tracking. I'm in my creative Leo at the moment, which will be much more about in another video if that's something that you're interested in, but that has definitely helped me a lot. So that's an extra little thing at the end of how I have been getting better and how I've been getting back into flow. So thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and see you in the next one. Bye.